Anyway, let's watch this Breonna Taylor video now. The New York Times did a visual investigation on how the officers killed Breonna Taylor.
Do not walk by yourself. This is our city. This is our town.
For months in Kentucky, residents outraged by the killing of Breonna Taylor campaigned for the police officers who shot her to face charges.
Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Brett Hankison.
In September, a grand jury investigation indicted one officer for shooting into a neighbouring apartment, and no one for killing Taylor.
Is that the decision of the grand jury? I will grant the motion and assign bond in the amount of $15,000 full cash and issue a warrant.
Is that it? Is that the only chocolate? It can't be it. It can't be it.
No one has been held accountable. This is injustice, and this is the start clock for the next level of our protest.
What happened in the final minutes of Breonna Taylor's life? A full telling of that story has been impeded because none of the 7 police officers who raided her apartment used body cameras, a violation of police policy. But with the recent release of thousands of documents and images collected during 3 investigations, the Times initiated a fresh examination of the case. We used crime scene photos to create a precise model of Taylor's apartment. We forensically mapped out and retraced the first bullet fired by Taylor's boyfriend and the 32 bullets that police...
Dude, don't you love it when all the homies just forget to turn on their body cameras or just don't wear them when you're doing a fucking no-knock raid? It's just wild. Crazy when you do that. And then you just fucking shoot 32 bullets into an apartment. This is important to recognize. Like, exactly how much the damage is or what the damage looks like.
Police shot in return, through windows, walls and ceilings. Using interviews officers gave to investigators, we charted their movements as they carried out the raid. And we analysed hours of 911 calls, grand jury proceedings, and footage by the SWAT team that arrived after the shooting.
Man, can you hear us?
Members of the grand jury have accused Kentucky's Attorney General, Daniel Cameron, of shielding the officers involved from homicide charges.
Our investigation found that Mattingly...
Piece of shit. Mitch McConnell's fucking little bitch boy, dude. Scumbag who deliberately fucking misinformed the grand jury in order not to get an indictment. And it was so unprecedented. The grand jury was like, what the fuck? We want like everyone to know exactly the details that Daniel Cameron told us.
and Cosgrove were justified in their use of force.
Scumbag.
Boom,
Motherfucking scumbag. A dog.
Sergeant Mattingly may have been justified in returning fire when he's fired upon, but our new analysis paints a more complicated picture.
Add insult to fucking injury. Literally brought up Breonna Taylor's name in his overall argument about how Donald Trump's not fucking racist. Literally brought up Breonna Taylor's name a week prior to that action. Remember that. He went to the RNC, was a talker, was one of the speakers of the RNC, and literally had the gall, the audacity to bring up Breonna Taylor's fucking name, dude. Piece of shit.
Picture about how this raid was compromised from beginning to end. We'll outline the flawed intelligence and tactical mistakes of a hodgepodge team of officers, their failure to properly announce their presence at Taylor's, the chaos and excessive use of force that ensued.
I think there's another hole right below the clock.
And we'll explore the damning analysis of an experienced SWAT commander who was called to the scene after the shooting.
We just got the feeling that night that something really bad happened.
The focus of the police investigation on March 13th is not Taylor's apartment, but properties 10 miles away in West Louisville.
Local Metro Police.
Hands behind your back, boss.
We're executing a search warrant. Come out.
Where dozens of SWAT and police officers arrest an ex-boyfriend of Taylor's and his associates, and seize evidence including drugs. These officers are wearing their body cameras, and they carry out the raid safely and without incident. What the SWAT team doesn't know is that at this time, a hastily assembled team of narcotics officers is about to raid Taylor's home across town. They suspect her ex-boyfriend keeps cash or drugs there, but their intel is poor. They don't know she has a new boyfriend, and they think she lives alone. When 7 officers begin the raid at 12:40 a.m, they notice the lights are off, except for the flicker of a TV in a bedroom.
The light on the bedroom, the TV. I remember seeing it lit up blue, or when we pulled up.
Suggesting they know where Taylor is. In less than 3 minutes, she would be fatally shot. Inside, Taylor had dozed off while watching a movie with her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker. Adjacent is the bedroom of Taylor's sister, but she's not home. A hallway from the bedrooms leads to a living area, and the apartment's entrance is in this breezeway. The only light is this lamp opposite her door, where now the police begin to stack. In this reconstruction, we hear the official testimonies given by the 2 officers nearest the door, Mattingly and Nobles, Cosgrove, who's providing cover, and Hoover and Hankinson beside them. And we'll hear from neighbours and Kenneth Walker, who was interviewed by police right after the shooting.
When we all got up in line, I knocked on the door, banged on it.
Just as Mattingly begins to knock, a man emerges from the apartment directly above. He doesn't live there, but is picking up his child after finishing work.
The door right there, that's why the babysitter live. So I came to pick up my little girl.
A squabble with Detective Brett Hankinson ensues, and already the team seems on edge.
I remember Brett extending his gun saying, "Get back in your apartment, get back in your apartment." Brett was a little bit worked up. I remember looking at Brett saying, "Brett, relax. Brett, just relax, relax."
The man retreats inside. The police are supposed to be conducting a knock and announce raid, but that's not what Mattingly says happens at first.
We didn't announce the first couple because our intent was to give her plenty of time to come to the door.
Inside, Taylor wakes up.
So it's a loud bang at the door. She pops up out of sleep. It scared her to death. Me too. Like, who is that?
Banged on the door, no response. Banged on it again, no response. At that point, we started announcing ourselves.
Whether the police announce themselves clearly enough is a critical issue in this story that we'll return to later on. Not knowing who's at the door this late, Walker grabs his licensed handgun.
Another knock at the door. She's like, "Who is it?" Loud at the top of her lungs. No response. So I'm like, what the heck?
They rush to...
Remember, 12 witnesses said, well, technically it was originally 11 out of 12, and then 12 out of 12 witnesses said that the police did not announce themselves. Okay? 12 out of 12 witnesses said that the cops did not announce themselves. One witness originally said, I think they announced themselves, and then later went back and changed his testimony. And not only did he change his testimony, but the cops went along with that 1 out of fucking 12 witnesses and said, nope, see, there's one witness. The other way around? What? No, it's not the other way around. Not a single neighbor said the cops announced themselves. With the one neighbor said he thought that the cops had announced themselves. And he literally went back. And that was enough for the police and the defenders, the police violence defenders, to literally say, oh, well, it doesn't matter. One witness said that they did actually no, it's the other way around in regards to the order of this testimony. In the order of his testimony, what? What is the advantage of not announcing themselves? Are they just doing their jobs poorly? Well, first of all, legally, they don't have to fucking announce themselves if they get a no-knock raid, if they get a no-knock warrant. He said at first they didn't announce, then changed his mind.
To get dressed and walk toward the door.
Never even made it, like, mid-hallway.
Oh, one witness said they didn't announce and then went back and said they did announce. Oh, sorry, I had that wrong. Wait, really? I thought it was the opposite.
Outside, some of the police do hear Taylor.
I can hear somebody inside. I kept telling John, I can hear her.
But after knocking and waiting for around 45 seconds, they decided they've given her enough time to respond and rammed the door open.
The last time, I just said, let's just hit it. And that's when we did the, police search warrant.
We'll show here what the police and Walker describe seeing next.
And I hit it. After the third hit, it flew open. And that's when it hit the fan.
As we're coming to the door like comes off the hinges like an explosion.
The officers now make a tactical mistake. Mattingly steps into the doorway and puts himself in what police describe as the fatal funnel, a position vulnerable to gunfire and hard to move from.
I could see down the hallway, and there's the male and a female, side by side, shoulder to shoulder, almost like they were together.
The apartment is lit only by the breezeway light that's coming from behind Mattingly and the faint glare of the TV in Taylor's bedroom.
You can't see anybody, though. It was dark. There was no lights.
Thinking it's an intruder.
So far, hey, sorry, if you've ever dated someone who is a drug dealer, then we could at the very least come into your apartment and break your fucking door down. Doesn't matter if you're dating someone else now. Doesn't matter what your profession is. None of that matters. So far, we all know how the story ends. But so far, the justification up to this point is literally if you ever have dated a fucking drug dealer, we can just break your door down in the middle of the fucking night and like come into your fucking house with guns.
Walker aims low, shoots once, and hits Mattingly in the thigh.
I feel like I aimed down because I wasn't, of course, I don't need to kill anybody. So I just let off one shot.
Mattingly immediately returns fire.
I got 4 rounds off, and it was like boom, 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 boom.
Then all of a sudden there's a whole lot of shots.
Mattingly fires 2 more rounds when he falls and takes cover. Almost at the same time, Cosgrove moves in and fires, stepping on Mattingly in the process. He has now also put himself in the fatal funnel, and although he's shooting, he appears to have no idea what's happening.
I see blinding, vivid, white light and blackness at the same time. I don't hear any gunfire at all, ever. And I did not have any pain sensation or any recollection that I'm firing.
He continues shooting blindly until he runs out of ammunition, a total of 16 rounds.
If you told me I didn't fire a gun, I'd be like, okay, I believe you.
Bro, that is fucking bullshit, dude. That is fucking bullshit, dude. Like, come the fuck on. Even that alone is like, if your job is so fucking serious as to like your regular fucking job could end up with the life with taking another person's life, then you can't say something like that. Then you should be fired immediately. Okay? Even at the very least you get fired immediately and probably face criminal repercussions. Like, you have to. This is nuts.
In response to Walker's shot, Mattingly and Cosgrove together fire 4 shots into a chair, cupboards, and a stove in the kitchen. 2 bullets go into the ceiling and pass through the living room in the apartment above, where the man, his 2-year-old daughter, and babysitter waited. 3 more shots go into the living room wall to the right. And the officers fire 13 rounds down the hallway where Taylor and Walker stood.
Like, what are you fucking thinking, dude? Let's say that there's a drug dealer in there. Let's say there's a drug dealer in there with a gun. What the fuck are you thinking? Back away, build a fucking police cordon, evacuate all the fucking people that are in the apartment above and around. Like, that's not what you're supposed to fucking do. You're not supposed to be like, oh, it's time to fucking shoot. Let's do it. Like a goddamn stormtrooper, dude. Armchair cop. I mean, dude, it's fucking bullshit that me talking about what regular police practices are and should be and are literally written is armchair policing. And don't fucking do it. Like, did you miss the part where he literally talked about how they fired 2 shots into the fucking ceiling where the dude that they just talked to upstairs and that dude's fucking 2-year-old lives and the the babysitter lives? Did you fail to hear that part? How is this in any way an acceptable way to operate?
the living room in the apartment above, where the man, his 2-year-old daughter and babysitter waited. 3 more shots go into the living room wall to the right. And the officers fire 13...
By the way, remember, I said even if he is a drug dealer with a gun who shot at the cops, we know that that's not what happened. So we know that that wasn't the case. So just remember that very important part of this process as well, when considering the events that took place, that like an innocent life was taken. Okay? An innocent life was taken in her own fucking apartment.
Rounds down the hallway where Taylor and Walker stood. Taylor is shot 6 times on both sides of her body, in the abdomen and chest, her arm and leg, and twice in her foot. In all, these 2 officers fired 22 rounds in less than a minute. An FBI ballistics report found that both of them shot Taylor, and that one of the 16 rounds Cosgrove fired was the lethal bullet.
We both dropped to the ground, but I just hear her screaming, and...
Thinking they're under attack, some of the officers flee when they hear a pause in shooting.
There was a little bitty moment of no shots. I was like, here's the time to go, and then it all started up again.
We don't know the precise sequence of events, but Detective Hankinson runs to the front.
I can hear the firing as I'm making the corner. I can see the flashes, the muzzle flashes.
But the only ones shooting are police. Even though all the curtains are drawn, Hankinson blindly fires 5 bullets through the patio windows.
My only option was to return fire, and I did that to the muzzle flashes.
He moves and fires 5 more rounds through the bedroom window of Taylor's sister, who isn't home. 2 bullets fly over Walker and Taylor, but none hits them. The bullets that go into the living area pass over Taylor's sofa and kitchen table and smash her clock. 3 penetrate the wall and enter her neighbour's apartment. Those bullets also smash the kitchen table, hit a wall, and shatter the patio doors at the rear. A pregnant woman, her son and partner were home. Hankinson has been charged with wantonly endangering their lives. In total, the police fire 32 bullets, penetrating almost every room in Taylor's apartment. They hit saucepans, cereal boxes, and smash into her shower. They puncture shoes, shatter cleaning equipment, and land in her sister's clothing. And, 3 minutes after police came to search her home, a fatally wounded Taylor is lying on the ground.
I'm just panicking, and I'm telling somebody, I'm yelling help, because she's right here bleeding, and nobody's coming, and I'm just confused and scared, and I feel the same right now. That's it.
Months later, when Attorney General Daniel Cameron presented the charges against Hankinson and said that Mattingly and Cosgrove's actions were justified, he emphasised that police did properly announce themselves.
Evidence shows that all
lie.
Officers both knocked and announced their presence at the apartment.
But actually, the evidence is far from clear. In 911 calls immediately after the shooting, Taylor's neighbours don't know police are carrying out a raid.
Please get a police out here. They are shooting bad. Something's going on next door, and there's bullet holes all the way through the wall.
It's so weird that these apartments that literally are connected by basically paper-thin fucking walls where you can hear your neighbor fucking or sneezing loudly, these neighbors just simply did not hear cops announce themselves and only heard gunshots. Very strange. Very strange. They must all be in on it. They must all be in on it to, save their black friend who got murdered by the cops, even though she probably deserved it, right? Like that's what your argument has to be. If you're defending what the fuck happened, the events that took place that night. Like, you have to be thinking that like all of these people are literally all in on it. And in that moment of action, they fucking all rush to say, we don't know if there's cops here. Can you please bring cops?
You are glad. I have a 5-year-old in here, so something needs to be explained to me.
And in statements police took afterwards, none of Taylor's neighbours heard the officers announce. This apartment's patio door was open.
I mean, I was completely unaware that it was cops.
2 teenagers in this apartment heard a commotion, but didn't hear police announce through their open window, their mom said.
They told
me that nothing was said, that they just beat on the door. I said, so y'all don't know if it was them? She was like, they didn't say nothing. They just beat on the door.
And the family.
Again, I guess hive mind, right? Hive mind. They, in that moment of action, they hear fucking gunshots, and yet they still, in that moment of action, are thinking, you know, how do we defend the people that are being shot at? Or maybe the cops didn't literally fucking announce themselves. Who knows?
Family who lived directly above Taylor also heard nothing.
No, they did not have body cams.
Before the gunshots come out, did you hear anything?
Conversations or anything like that? People talking?
No.
No.
In their statements and in interviews with The Times, over a dozen neighbours say they did not hear the police. Attorney General Cameron's assertion rests on the accounts of police officers and a single witness, Aaron Sarpy, the man collecting his daughter that night and who saw the police when he came outside. In his first interview with investigators, Sarpy was asked what he heard when he went back inside.
Did you ever hear anyone identify themselves as police?
No, nobody identified themselves.
Months later, he told police his memory was foggy, but that he thought officers did announce. And beyond what the police said, this critical grand jury conclusion rested on his entirely inconsistent account.
That was enough, by the way. That was enough. 12 witnesses. 12 of them say no. One of them says, oh, well, my memory's foggy. They're like, all right, that's good. That's good enough for us, brother. All the cops said that they announced their presence, and the one witness said that his memory's foggy. Boom. That's enough to say that they've conclusively fucking announced their presence. Remember, every part of our fucking criminal justice system is fundamentally broken, because this outcome that you are watching right now is a part of our criminal justice system. This is an intended outcome. The carelessness in which we treat black bodies, the carelessness in which we treat poor people in general, okay, is absolutely a part of the criminal justice system. It's built into the fucking system. Okay, don't say fuck that grand jury. The grand jury do not have the right to just be like, no, we're going to indict someone. We're going to indict on charges that you're not fucking addressing or giving evidence for. You can't do that. The common prosecutor joke about grand juries is that you can indict a fucking ham sandwich. So if the prosecutor in that circumstance, or, Attorney General Daniel Cameron in that circumstance, literally, purposely obfuscated and purposely did not bring additional evidence, so that it was impossible to fucking indict the murderers of Breonna Taylor. That was on purpose. That was a fuck you. There wasn't enough proof either way? What? What do you mean there wasn't enough proof either way? A person is murdered. We know that the raid is operated on fucking faulty and inconclusive evidence. We know that the fucking evidence was wrong now because we have the benefit of hindsight. And a fundamental part of like criminal negligence in this circumstance revolves around whether the police announce themselves or not. And if 12 witnesses say that the cops did not fucking announce their presence, he said, she said, that's not proof? Wait, what do you mean he said, she said, that's not proof? How do you think witnesses work, brother? What the fuck? Not only do they have witnesses, they have literally in the moment testimony. Well, oh, no. Where is it? They have literal fucking in the moment phone calls. Like, it's not something you can fucking make up or even have a problem with like recall. If there's not a recording, how can you prove anything conclusively? Wait, how do you think the law works, man? What the fuck? Oh no, he's actually brain dead. Oh no. I mean, should I ban him? Because I feel like that's... Oh, dude, I didn't realize that the only way that you can convict someone of a crime is if there's like literal visual photographic evidence of the crime being committed. How do you know that it's not a fucking deep fake then? How do you even know? How would you ever know that it's not a deep fake? You can never prove anything conclusively without, deduction or without both testimony, forensic evidence. You just would never be able to do that. Yeah. I'm just going to start asking people, like, why do you love pedophiles? Why do you love pedophiles? The only way to conclusively fucking convict people of doing pedophilia is if they literally have video footage of it. There's no other way to do it. Sorry. Why? Why do you love pedophiles and want pedophiles to roam free? Yeah. And then I can double down by being like, give me evidence, disprove that you are not a pedophile. And secondly, that's going to be my follow-up.
Keep streaming hot stuff. Love it.
That's the whole point of our system, a trial by our peers like this guy's just brain dead. Wait, get that dude out of here, by the way, Moz. Yeet him permanently.
Yo.
Yeah. Famously, no one has ever been convicted of a crime without, like, actual fucking video footage of the crime being committed. Okay, hold on. This might be this is like the part where the body camera.
After the raid, the scene outside is chaos.
Yeah, there's blood here.
Officers tend to Mattingly, but an ambulance that had been staging nearby is nowhere to be found.
Fuck is EMS? They're 2 minutes away. Somebody give me the radio with SWAT on it.
They radio the SWAT officers across town,
EMS on Spring.
who are surprised by the call.
Where's Springfield? They're requesting armor down there. We're gonna go ahead and take it. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
They head for Taylor's address.
It's an apartment.
I didn't know they were in that tonight. I knew it was part of the investigation.
As SWAT arrives, close to 40 police vehicles are already at the scene.
Banned for being right. Some guy thought the cops might do cop stuff and avoid a conviction in typical fashion. Ban that guy. I wish he was wrong. What? Classic misinterpreting chatter is my favorite segment. What?
Nice.
You want some too, you motherfucker? I didn't even misunderstand him. He literally defended. What? Just ban me. Okay, here. You take an hour, dumb fuck.
Around this time, Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, is being arrested.
You've been hit by a bullet. That's unfortunate. Keep walking backwards. Hey, come on, we need to get moved because there might be a victim inside.
Yikes, what the fuck is up with this dude's thumb, dude? Ew. Holy shit. I should probably...
Backwards! Keep walking backwards! You're scared, right. Walk back, I don't send this dog! Walk back to me!
Walker had called 911, and neighbors had heard his pleas for help.
You're in a fucking prison, that's what's going on.
But at 1 a.m., almost 20 minutes after the shooting, the police still don't know Taylor is critically injured inside.
There's somebody in there dead? Yeah, my girlfriend, it's her house! We have to go in if there's somebody. Yeah. What is this about? My girlfriend is dead.
I don't keep walking.
As Walker is being led out, SWAT gets ready to secure the apartment.
My girlfriend is dead. I don't give a... Keep walking. Dude, these sick freaks, dude. These sick in the fucking brain, literal subhuman freaks, dude. Yeah, imagine fucking defending this shit, dude. Holy shit.
Hey, there's a kid upstairs. He's not. It's a kid upstairs, little kid.
Shoot him! He's got a gun!
Hey, front door. Yeah, front door. Moving. Short. Clear. Left side.
Wait, is there... They don't show the body, right? It's just blurred.
Go ahead and get EMS in here.
Check her pulse.
Only now, half an hour after the raid began, does an EMT finally check Taylor.
Yeah, there's a hole right there.
And later, as two officers stand guard, they take in the scene. They see Taylor's uniform. She worked as an emergency room technician in city hospitals. They note the bullet holes.
Body level. Hey, can anybody advise if we talk to the neighbors directly above this apartment, there's gunshot holes in the ceiling.
Outside, the SWAT officers debrief on what they've seen.
Hey, camera's off there, bike.
Yeah, mine's off.
Ah, mine's off. Oh, sick, dude. Yeah, hey, brother, we gotta talk about what events that took place here. You better take your better turn your camera off, brother. Oh, hey, don't worry, mine is off. That's the SWAT team shitting on the fucking. That's the SWAT team shitting on the fucking officers that decided to take this on their own in the no-knock raid. That was not supposed to be a no-knock raid.
The SWAT commander who was called to Taylor's home after the raid was later interviewed by investigators.
We just got the feeling that night that something really bad happened.
Dale Massey, a 20-year police veteran, was highly critical of what unfolded.
By the way, of course they fucking straight up admit that cops turn their cameras off. Yeah, of course. They do it all the time. What, you think it's a fucking coincidence that, like, so many of these incidents occur when the cameras are off? No, they fucking know, dude. Of course. Of course. Of course.
Bad happened.
Dale Massey, a 20-year police veteran, was highly critical of what unfolded. He said there was no coordination with SWAT.
We had no idea they were going to be at that apartment that night. I would have advised them 100% not to do it.
And that executing another warrant at the same time may have compromised Taylor's safety.
We treat safety very important, right? So, like, simultaneous warrants, bad business.
Narcotics.
Yeah, right, dude. I mean, listen, even the fucking SWAT guys that are using this as an opportunity to be like, yeah, we're so much better than the other dudes there. Like, first of all, a lot of the people that are in the people that are doing SWAT are still like regular fucking cops. Maybe some of them have additional training and shit. Yes, but like it's the same shit, and they themselves often engage in brutal acts as well. They're part of the same fucking organization. It's bullshit for them to be like, oh yeah, the other cops fucked up, not us.
Officers testified that they didn't know Taylor had a new boyfriend, that her sister lived there, or that her 2-year-old niece regularly stayed. Massey said the department had a history of poor intelligence gathering.
Back in the day, we would take a lot of detective information and take it as golden. Not anymore, because so often there's no kids, there's no dogs, we're told, there's kids and dogs. So we have an exhaustive recon process that we go.
Yeah, they find out in the exhaustive recon process if there's dogs, so they can bring the dog killers. You know, make sure that the unit has a designated dog murderer, so that at least they get one fucking kill, even if they're like arresting the person. I don't know, for like whatever the fuck they've decided to arrest the person over, like I don't know, selling dime bags or some shit. At least they killed the dog in the process while they're breaking down the door.
He said standing in the doorway, the fatal funnel, as Mattingly and Cosgrove had, was a tactical mistake.
Is it practical, or is it even common for 3 people to be in what we consider...
These cops handled the situation terribly, but when you break the law and then shoot at police officers, the dude didn't break the law, you fucking moron. You absolute brain-dead, delusional fucking moron. Why do you have 0 brain cells? Why is your brain literally the smoothest brain on the fucking planet? If people that you do not know who they are literally come barging down your fucking door and you have a gun, why the fuck do you have a gun to begin with? Like, why is there ever a fucking reason to have a gun? Why is there ever a reason to ever have a weapon if it's not literally to fucking defend your home? That is the one instance where it is appropriate and acceptable and justifiable to use a fucking gun. Okay? That dude did not break the law, you fucking moron. People broke into his goddamn house unannounced in the middle of the goddamn night.
the fatal fine.
Absolutely not. No. You would never put, yourself in that situation.
And that there's a right way and a wrong way to conduct a raid. You knock, announce, and give people ample time to leave.
We're not going to rush in to get dope. We're not going to treat human life's more important than any amount of dope, right?
And just to be clear, no drugs were ever found at Taylor's. His harshest criticism was of Hankinson's blind shots into the apartment.
You have to know, A, what you're shooting at, B...
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not murdering a fucking emergency room technician, but it's actually, firing blind shots. How about all of it's bad, dude?
What's in front of it and B, what's behind it. There's no other way.
Wait, isn't it initial to date that someone had dated a drug dealer earlier? Yeah, is that a fucking death sentence? I didn't realize that, like, if you at some point in your fucking life dated a drug dealer, that means, like, unmarked people could just, like, fucking come in and break down your door and kill you in the middle of the night in your house. I didn't realize that that's how things operated. Very cool, though, that that's how things operate. You know what? Fuck it. Maybe they should go to her sister's place of work and murder her at her place of work as well. Fuck it. Just genocide the family, dude. Just kill the neighbors for fun, too. Fuck it. While we're at it. How does that work?
You can operate. It was just an egregious act.
He might be there, though. Who cares? Even if he is there, even if they're still dating, which they weren't. But even if they are, and he's still there, and he's still dealing drugs, and he has a gun. None of it justifies the actions of the police. You do not understand. Even if he is literally there, even if he's a drug dealer and he says, I'm a drug dealer.
Fog.
And I have a gun. You don't fucking go gung-ho John Woo style blasting 32 bullets into a fucking apartment with like numerous apartments connected to that one. Are you fucking psychotic?
Imagine saying the homeowner broke the law. The cops didn't directly say that they were cops from the county, and they didn't even tell the homeowner to make himself in his location.
Didn't the boyfriend shoot first? They should be charged with manslaughter, but are they supposed to just eat bullets? Yeah! Yeah, literally. If you don't fucking announce your presence and you break in and you eat a goddamn bullet, sucks to suck, motherfucker. That's literally on you. That is literally on you. Yes, eat the bullet and fucking die, by the way. Because the alternative is you kill someone innocent who was literally in their own home. So yes, in 100% of the circumstances in which police are escalating to a point of violence and killing an innocent human being, yes, I would rather, of course, have the public servant whose duty is to put his life on the fucking line die instead of the innocent person in their own house if they are the ones who are starting the altercation. Are you fucking crazy? No, it's not in a fucking video game. I'm not saying I am not currently stating a position that is ridiculous. This is in line with like conservative ideology. This is in line with fucking libertarians. This is in line with liberals. Every single person should have this exact same point of view. If you are breaking into an apartment without announcing yourself and escalating to the point of violence, and someone who thinks in the middle of the night that they are defending themselves and their girlfriend shoots at you, yes, you eat the bullet and you go back, you cordon off the entire fucking area instead of immediately fucking popping off and potentially killing neighbors too, not just the girlfriend, not just the person who popped off on you in a justifiable capacity, but also fucking neighbors too. Yes, you're a cop, motherfucker. If you want to fucking get respect, you got to earn it, bitch. What do you think this is? What happened? I thought the NRA was on board with like Amber Geiger potentially getting fucking executed. Botham Jean, the only problem that Botham Jean had in Dallas was that he didn't have a gun to defend himself, right? I thought that was the case, right? Turns out, nope, never mind. We literally have an instance where someone shoots at people who broke into their fucking home, but because they're cops, no, then it's not allowed. What the fuck happened? Why is no one defending this in the same way that they claimed that they would have defended Botham Jean when he got executed by Amber Geiger? Huh? Get the fuck out of here, dude. You can try to find as many hypotheticals as you want. Oh. You have a right to defend your property, not just in the South, everywhere. This is not like a chud thing. Of course, if push comes to fucking shove, and you're gonna defend yourself, especially if you're in your own home. Like, it's the one area. It's the one area where you should be able to defend your fucking self. People extend the castle doctrine or stand your ground laws into offensive actions like killing people in the fucking streets or whatever the fuck Kyle Rittenhouse was doing. They tried to like literally expand on that. But the one instance where it's perfectly acceptable and perfectly appropriate is like you're in your fucking home and someone comes barging in. You have a gun? Yeah, of course you're going to fucking use it to defend yourself.
Bingus bongus bungus 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 bingus bongus bungus.
Under Kentucky law, Kenneth Walker had a right to stand his ground against what he believed was an aggressor. And the police in turn have a right to self-defense.
I banned that other person because 1340 is literally the point where there's blood. And that person was asking me to click on that, not remembering what the time code was for the actual blood so that he could probably clip it and then put it on LSF. Because when you're a fucking Nazi or when you're a pale, racist fuck who literally has no arguments remaining, right?
Dream of a chat full of
and no way to defend another unjustifiable and horrific execution of another innocent human being. That's the point they get to.
But in this analysis, the killing of Breonna Taylor resulted from poor planning, compounded by reckless execution. Louisville has instituted police reforms, and Taylor's family received a substantial settlement. But the case isn't closed. Investigations and lawsuits are ongoing, and 9 months after Taylor was killed, her family is seeking a fresh inquiry into the officers involved.
Now, the reason why people get fucking mad at this, like, oh, never mind. I think that dude wasn't trolling. Okay, wait. Unban that person. No. This is an important part. Fuck. That wasn't the fucking TOS blood part. No, I know what part this is. I went back and looked at it. It's the part where he says like, oh, he didn't get shot. I think it's the part where the cop literally says, oh, he didn't get shot. Like, oh, that's too bad.
Being arrested.
You've been hit by a bullet. That's unfortunate. Keep walking.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's literally when he goes, have you been hit by a bullet?
Taylor's boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, is being arrested.
You've been hit by a bullet. That's unfortunate. Keep walking.
That's unfortunate. Okay, we unbanned him immediately. Shut the fuck up. Law school grad here, you're completely on point on this stuff. It's fucking ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. Anyway, police were to raid in a no-knock with a guy shooting back. The police officer should take the hit and recoup, set up a brigade around shooting immediately without the knowledge of collateral damage, which escalates the issue is much worse. I agree with your take on it. Yeah, it's fucking nonsense. You don't do that. You can't do that, and you shouldn't fucking do that. I don't know why the fuck people think they can get away with saying some insane shit like this.
Love you, Hassan. Hope
A
you're
burglar breaks into my house and I shoot at them. The burglar shoots back and it kills me. The burglar is justified because I shot first. That's the logic these fucking bootlickers are using. Oh, this seems very similar to the logic that some other people have used to justify the Kyle Rittenhouse murders as well.